Turns out Americans still love their freedom. All that and more now on Graph's Grievances. Now more than a year since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and the constitutionally protected right to access abortion, a growing number of Americans say there should be no government restrictions on the medical procedure. Nearly half of all Americans, 45%, saying they would support a ballot measure guaranteeing reproductive freedom with no restrictions. You heard that right, no restrictions on abortion. This, according to the non-partisan research foundation, PerryUndem. The researchers also finding that women of reproductive age are much more likely to support no restrictions on abortion than any other group. 55% of women age 18 to 44 saying they favor no restrictions on abortion. Meanwhile, just 42% of men age 18 to 44 saying the same. Among older voters, support for no restrictions on abortion decreases slightly, with 47% of women age 45 and older saying they support no restrictions on abortion, and only 38% of men age 45 plus saying they support no restrictions on the medical procedure. Broken down by ideology, the numbers also surprising, with 70% of Democrats, 41% of independents, and just 16% of Republicans saying they support no restrictions on abortion. And while just one survey, these results seem to align with what has been happening at the ballot box since Roe was overturned. Last election cycle, in the 6 states that put reproductive rights on the ballot, abortion rights supporters won in every state, including the deep red states of Kentucky and Montana. These results representing a seismic shift. It was only a few years ago that bans on abortion after 24 weeks were considered uncontroversial even among Democrats. And while the number of Americans favoring no restrictions on abortion is certainly growing, they still appear to be in the minority. That, however, is not stopping abortion rights advocates who are considering investing in state ballot measures over the next 2 years to codify abortion rights into law. In some states, according to Vox, the measures would help restore rights that have been lost since Roe was overturned, such as in Florida, South Dakota, Ohio, Arizona, and Missouri, while ballot measures in other states would enshrine existing state abortion protections into law, such as in Nevada, Maryland, Colorado, and New York. But you should expect that anti-abortion activists, who literally worked for decades to overturn Roe, are not going down without a fight, and will likely invest millions of dollars to defeat such amendments. Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe last year, 14 states have now banned most abortions, with the majority of these states making no exceptions for rape or incest. In total, more than 28 million women of reproductive age now live in states that ban or restrict abortion. And the next fight over reproductive health is taking place in Ohio. There, voters will decide this fall whether the right to an abortion should be added to the state's constitution. However, it remains unclear just how much support the amendment will need to pass. And that is because Republicans, sensing a victory by abortion rights advocates, are trying to raise the threshold from a simple majority to 60% in order for the ballot measure to pass. State Republican lawmakers who voted just last year to repeal August special elections have changed their mind all of a sudden and have now set an election for next month to raise the vote threshold for passing amendments. Yet even if Republicans do succeed at raising the vote threshold, I would not count out Ohioans advocating for abortion rights. Because fundamentally, Ohioans, like virtually all Americans, don't want the government telling them what they can and cannot do, especially when it comes to their own body. Thanks for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think, and please subscribe.